when I lose the awareness of my own spiritual identity, then yes, relationships also mean that there's no spirituality left within the relationship, because I'm part of that relationship and I've lost touch with myself. So how can the relationship exist on its own without me? So yes, you're absolutely right. The spirituality of relationships really doesn't exist anymore. And this is why even love has become such a commercialized thing. And never mind the agencies and so on and so on. Even the fact that you need a special day to remind you to call your mother or your father or your uncle or your brother or whoever it may be, that which was natural has disappeared. And so then you have to institute these days or these agencies and things like this. But it's part of that whole system of the world in which materialism, consumerism has taken over. And so if I say, really, this isn't the way I want to live my life, what can I do about it? I can make a difference to my own life. And if I do that, going on that inner journey, connecting with myself and finding that fulfillment within, then yes, my family is going to feel the difference and they'll see me as a person who's able to give, and they'll benefit from that. When I get to the point where I feel helpless, I feel circumstances are out of control, other people are making decisions for my life, things are going in a way that I'm not comfortable at all, then there's an anger that comes up and a rejection of society and people around me. I feel I've been rejected, and so now I'm going to lash out. And this is something that's been studied by sociologists, of course, that young people, for example, where they feel that there isn't an opportunity or a voice being given to them, then they turn to gangs, and the horror and the anger that comes out at that moment is also not very pleasant. And so how do you deal with all of this? Again, it's not by laws, but when a person decides that they want to do something about their own future, and they're not going to wait for somebody else to try and sort things out for them. When that moment comes, when I feel, let me do something about myself, I tap into my own inner reserves, and I find that inner power and inner strength with which to shift the things in my life. And so I make a difference to myself rather than waiting for legislation or policy or social agencies to try and do something. This self-empowerment happens maybe when I'm going through that dark night. And in that darkest hour, I ask, well, who can help me? And I realize that I can help myself. And in that moment, I rediscover that inner peace that is within, the power that I carry within myself. And I also come to realize that anger doesn't actually change a situation. Anger causes more problems to come rather than resolve problems. And so I realize that if I want to make a difference to my life, I have to make a difference to myself. Although I know that caring and compassion is part of the soul itself, I forget it so often. And so maybe what we can do is have a meditation in which we connect with that part of the self in which we realize that this is innate and natural. So let's have a meditation and go on that journey. I come back to the awareness of the inner being, the being that I am, a being of light, a being of peace, a being of love. And in this awareness, I realize that compassion and care a part of the subject of love. I go deep within myself, letting go of the harshness that I've learned. I learned it to try and protect myself. I had been hurt, and so I put up my defenses by becoming hard. But now, understanding things differently, I know that the best protection is through love. When going deep within, I find that space where there is pure love. And in this awareness, I also find compassion and care. I understand that the expression of love in my life is going to be through caring for others. Without expectation, without seeking anything in return, just simply being able to give altruistically. This is the natural state of being of the soul. Peace and love, compassion and care. Holding this in my awareness, I come back to the present moment and the things that I need to do. But above everything else, I remind myself that all that I do has to be done with care for the other.